I, James Chiosiwa,
do solemnly swear
by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth,
the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So help me God.
Mr. Chiosiwa, you are now free to respond to the summons. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair and your committee, my appearance before the ad hoc committee on the Chikangawa plane crash inquiry is to testify on the role I and the Minister of Defense played in the planning of the late Vice President's program on 10th June 2024, travel arrangements, passenger coordination, communications with government institutions, and events immediately preceding the departure of the plane of the Vice President from Kamuzu International Airport. I will also talk about one event that transpired after the plane crash. The role played by myself and the Ministry of Defense. Honorable Chairperson and your committee, I would like to testify that I and the Ministry of Defense did not directly play any role in the planning, travel arrangements, passenger coordination, and communications with government institutions regarding the late Vice President's program on 10th June 2024. The planning and other arrangements ought to have been made by the Office of the Vice President. The Minister of Defense was indirectly involved in the planning through the Malawi Defense Force, whose aircraft was used to transport the late Vice President and his entourage. After the plane went missing, the Minister of Defense, through the Minister, Honorable Harry Nkandawire, was getting updates from the Malawi Defense Force commander. The Minister also joined the search team and was on site when remains of the deceased were being flown to Lilongwe. News about the plane crash. Just like many Malawians, I followed developments on the missing of the Vice President's plane and later about the crash on the radio. Principal Secretary's Committee. On 11th June 2024, I received a call from Office of the President and Cabinet, OPC, inviting me to a meeting of a committee of Principal Secretaries to plan for the receipt of bodies of the deceased, including the late Vice President from the North. I should indicate here, Honorable Chairperson, that I don't recall specifically the officer from OPC who called me to invite me to the meeting. I did not attend the meeting and subsequent meetings because of the following reasons. One, on 10th June 2024, I lost my aunt, Mrs. Kawai, at Kamuzu Central Hospital. When OPC called about the meeting, we were taking her body to Kamhata Trading Center, where she used to stay, and later to Katsilizika village along the Nkhoma Mission Road for burial. I therefore excused myself from the meeting. Burial of my aunt was on Wednesday, 12th June 2024. Secondly, on Saturday, 15th June 2024, I left for Madrid, Spain, to attend the United Nations Disaster Assessment and Coordination UNDAC refresher course, organized by the United Nations Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. The course ran from Monday, 17th to Thursday, 20th June 2024. I returned into the country on 22nd June 2024. Honorable Chairperson and your committee, this marks the end of my testimony. I submit.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chusiwa, for your self-explanatory report. May I request members to, if they have any further questions or follow-up questions? Mwanza Central.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning, Mr. Chusiwa. I just want to confirm that you, as PS of Minister of Defense, you followed the activities or the events on radio like many other Malawians. I just confirm that.
Yes, Honorable Chair and your committee.
Thank you very much. And in your presentation, you've also indicated that the Minister of Defense was getting updates from the Army Commander. Was the Minister sharing the information he was getting from the Army Commander with you?
Honorable Chairperson, not the Army Commander, but the Malawi Defense Force Commander. No, the Minister was not sharing the updates with me. But when I spoke to him after the news came out that the aircraft had an accident, he did inform me that he had been getting updates from the Malawi Defense Force Commander. Thank you.
Last one, Chair. Do you recall at what point you and the Minister had that conversation?
Honorable Chair, I cannot specifically remember at the time, but it should have, as I indicated, on that day we had left here to take the body of my aunt to Kampata and later on to the village. I was in my car with my two sisters. I don't specifically remember at what time the news came out. But usually when I'm traveling, I like listening to music. On a day like this, when we are going to a funeral, I listen to gospel music. But because of what had happened, when we started off from here, up to when we arrived at Kampata and later on the village, I was listening to the radio because I wanted to follow the developments. So this may have happened either just before arriving at Kampata Trading Center or when we had arrived at Kampata Trading Center, but I don't remember the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry, Chair, one last question. As PS, did you assign someone to take charge of the event since you were going to a funeral in the Ministry of Defense? Did you assign someone?
No, Chairperson, I did not. Since the minister was already involved, and when I had, as I indicated, when I had started off from here, OPC had invited me to a meeting that was going to take care of issues. And since I gave my excuse, I knew that Office of the President and Cabinet would be handling the issue. I submit.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Zombatonda.
Thank you so much, Chair. I have a couple of questions, but I'll go for three just to give you an opportunity to my colleagues for now. I'll come back later. The first question, I will go through, Chair, but I will ask him directly. Who represented you at the OPC meeting, which you didn't attend?
Honorable Chairperson, the meeting was a committee of principal secretaries. I was the principal secretary for defense. I was not available and I did not attend the meeting, and no one would have represented me. It was a committee of PSs. I submit.
Thank you. Is it not a common practice because these are official matters, is it not a common practice for you to send someone when you have other assignments to represent you? Is that not, don't you normally do that?
Honorable Chairperson, it depends on the nature of the meeting. There are times when, because of the nature of the meeting, the Office of the President and Cabinet will indicate that you are being invited as a PS and no one can represent you. So in this case, because of the nature of the issue that was going to be discussed, I took it upon myself not to delegate because other principal secretaries were going to be in that committee. I submit.
And thank you, Chair. In your view, what was so critical about the planning of the funeral that you couldn't delegate someone? In your view, what was so critical? What was so sensitive?
No, it was a decision that I made as principal secretary.
No, we just wanted to understand as a committee, and Malawians need to understand why in some cases you delegate. But in this particular case, you've actually said because of the nature of the matter that was going to be discussed, you could not delegate someone. And I wanted Malawians to understand what necessitated you to think in that line. What critical aspect was there?
Honorable Chairperson, the one who had made the call had indicated that I was being invited as Principal Secretary for Defense and I should attend in person. I submit.
And just for the record, you repeated, you said in your statement you can't recall that person, but you behaved like that.
No, I cannot recall the person.
Thank you so
Maybe
much.
I should add that the possibly three officers that may have made the call. It could have either been the former clerk to cabinet, Mr. Samson Ngutwa, or a director in the cabinet office, Mr. George Chande, or the director of administration in the OPC, Mr. George Mwari. But I cannot recall who specifically made the call. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The other question, my condolences, you lost your aunt during this process. But you are aware that the state president then, Honorable Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, cancelled his external trip to Bahamas because of this funeral of the vice president. Are you aware?
Yes, I'm aware.
And why did you, as a responsible PS, chose to go to Spain before the vice president was laid to rest, and yet you are the responsible minister covering the defense and the equipment was belonging to the defense? Why did you copy the example of the president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera? I submit.
Honorable Chairperson, as I indicated, the Office of the President and Cabinet did put up a committee to deal with that situation. And I knew that my colleagues were going to be able, to take care of the situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. But just to put it on record, I wanted you to follow the traces of this, because within the Minister of Defense, he was the most high-ranking person, and the equipment was belonging to the Minister of Defense, and he's the number one person within, as a civil servant within Defense. And he chose not to delegate anyone to the OPC meeting. He can't remember the person who called him. And before the Vice President was laid to rest, he decided to go abroad outside the country, against the example that was given by the State President, who cancelled his trip. I just wanted that to be on record. I submit, Chair.
Thank you, Zombatonde. There's a Mayani, then I move along the line.
Thank you very much, Chair. Mr. Chusiwa, I just wanted to learn a few things from you in terms of the way the ministry functions versus how MDF is placed. I would like to understand who takes the the budget for MDF to Parliament, is it your ministry, Minister of Defense, where you were PS? I just wanted to learn if yes or no.
Honorable Chairperson, at your committee, the Malawi Defense Force Commander takes the budget of MDF to Parliament.
So does that mean that then you are the budget holder of the Malawi Defense Force? Is it so, technically?
No, I'm not. I indicated that the Malawi Defense Force Commander takes the budget of MDF to Parliament, not the Ministry of Defense and not the Secretary for Defense.
Okay. Where do you come in between yourself and the Minister of and MDF? Where do you actually interact? I want to learn that from you, because you are the main PS Defense and MDF is Malawi Defense Force. So the defense is appearing on both sides technically. I would like to learn where you interact, the intersection, if I would use that word. I would like to learn that from you. Thank you.
Yes, as you, Honorable Chair, and your committee, as you have indicated, the Minister of Defense is the parent ministry for the Malawi Defense Force. There are some issues that are done after some consultation between the two. But because the Malawi Defense Force Commander is a controlling officer in his own right, there are a lot of things that the Malawi Defense Force Commander, as controlling officer of the Malawi Defense Force, makes decision on his own without involvement of the ministry.
Okay. Let's put an example that Malawi Defense Force wants to buy an aircraft. How will that budget get to Parliament? Can I learn from you on that aspect?
Honorable Chair and your committee, if Malawi Defense Force would like to procure an aircraft, there were some changes that were made, I think, in the PPDA Act. The issue will be discussed by a IPDC of Malawi Defense Force. And it was like it is at Malawi Defense Force. The ministry is not part of that IPDC. But after a decision has been made, it is supposed to be presented to the Defense Council for approval. And during the period I served as a Secretary for Defense from April 2024 to October 2025, there was no meeting of the Defense Force that did discuss procurements at MDF.
Okay, Chair, I'm asking those questions because I want to learn on how your inventory as a ministry is in terms of what did you have as a ministry against different departments or state organizations. In that manner, do you know or do you have any inventory on how many aircraft? I don't want you to say the number, or I just wanted to learn if you know if MDF has aircraft in any inventory, or if MDF has vehicles, or if it is lacking such issues. I want to learn from you as a minister if you are aware of such issues.
Honorable Chairperson and your committee, the Ministry of Defense does not maintain an inventory for the Malawi Defense Force. We maintain an inventory of equipment that the ministry has. Thank you.
Chair, my last question. Does that mean that you don't know that even Malawi Defense Force has a donia or a helicopter, whether it is functional or non-functional, such that you don't even know who uses what according to their arrangements as a ministry responsible? You don't know anything that happens in that sector in that manner.
Honorable Chairperson and your committee, the question that the honorable member asked me earlier is whether the Ministry of Defense has an inventory of MDF assets. And that was my response. I know that the MDF has a donia, the MDF has helicopters, and I think, as you have indicated, I don't have to indicate numbers. But in terms of maintaining an inventory of assets for the Malawi Defense Force, that is not maintained by the Ministry of Defense, but by Malawi Defense Force. Thank you, Honorable Chair and your committee.
Honorable, we go to Nkhani North.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me this question, chance to ask a question to Mr. Chusiwa. My question, I've got three questions. First question is, what is the Ministry of Defense administrative law in the authorization or oversight of VIP transport mission using Air Force assets?
The Ministry of Defense has no role in that regard. Thank you.
All right. What is the administration step should have been taken at ministry level before the aircraft was assigned to carry the Vice President on 10th June? Were those steps taken? If yes, produce the documentation. If not, explain why.
Honorable Chair and your committee, as I indicated, the Ministry of Defense does not play any role in the utilization of Malawi Defense Force assets. As indicated, the Malawi Defense Force commander is a controlling officer in his own right. And when requests are made, whether by government ministries, departments and agencies, or individuals, those requests do not pass through the Ministry of Defense. They go directly to the Malawi Defense Force headquarters, and they make decisions without even consulting the Ministry of Defense. Thank you.
Chair. So on this particular day, you mean that there was no any information concerning the procurement of the aircraft for the VIP?
No, Honorable Chair and your committee.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. I'm asking questions for clarity, PS. So I'll ask you the first question. I have just two simple questions. Within the civil service, do you delegate when you are specifically invited to attend a meeting as a PS?
Yes, there are times when I delegate.
When I
used to delegate.
Okay. The second question that I have is when you are traveling outside as a principal secretary, do you seek leave of absence or you seek permission from the chief secretary or SPC for you to travel outside? And on this particular day when you were going for your trip to Madrid, did you seek that leave of absence to request that you be allowed to travel?
Honorable Chair and your committee, as Principal Secretary, when I travel, when I am to travel outside the country, I seek leave of absence. I request a leave of absence from two superiors. The first one is the minister responsible. So at Minister of Defense, with regard to the Madrid trip, when I got the invitation, I deployed a memo to the minister to indicate that I've been accepted to attend this refresher course, and the minister approved. After that approval, a PS is also supposed to seek approval from the chief secretary or the secretary to the president and cabinet then. So after the approval of my minister, I did deploy another memo to the secretary to the president and cabinet, who also approved. And it was on that basis that I proceeded with the trip. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair, for giving this chance the people of Nkhani to ask a question of Mr. James Chiusiwa. As a PS, as a former PS, I would like to appreciate the standard interministerial process when the Vice President travels by military aircraft on an official functions. Which ministries are involved? What are these respective responsibilities? And was that process forward in relation to the 10th June 2024 flight? Thank you.
Honorable Chair and your committee, I may not know all the ministries that are involved when the Vice President travels, because that is the responsibility of the office of the Vice President. But what I would say, when military assets are involved, is that the office of the Vice President would have to get in touch with the Malawi Defense Force to find out the availability of the asset that they would like to use. And after that, it's like they will proceed to make their plans. The Ministry of Defense is not involved in any way, and it is not possible for me to indicate which other MDAs are involved in that planning process. Thank you.
Planta Malabada.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. My interest was similar to the Zamayani's inquiry into the inventory of the MDF, but Mr. Chiusiwa has said that the ministry does not keep any records. But I would like to find out as to why this is the case, since this is the mother ministry for the MDF. Why do they not also keep records of the inventory? Thank you, sir.
Honorable Chair and your committee, I will respond in this way. Before I became Secretary for Defense, I was Secretary for Local Government. And I think, as most members of this committee may know, the Ministry of Local Government is responsible for all district councils, all city councils, and 2 municipal councils. All these councils have different assets. The councils themselves maintain an inventory of their assets. At the Ministry of Local Government, we did not maintain assets of all councils in the country. So I did not see it as a surprise when I moved to Minister of Defense that I should be interested in maintaining the inventory of assets of the Ministry of the Malawi Defense Force, when the Malawi Defense Force commander is a controlling officer. Thank you.
Zakasena?
Thank you so much, Chair, and once again, good morning, Mr. Josiwa. I have 3 or 4 questions which I feel I need to engage the witness chair for you. The first one is you were a controlling officer of Minister of Defense. I've tried to understand and to listen to your testimony so that I understand where you separate the two. Because you have said the Malawi Defense Force, the controlling officer is the commander. Is it Malawi Defense Force commander? I want you to take us through the reporting line from the Ministry of Defense as a parent policy holder, I must believe so, and the Malawi Defense Force. I know Malawi Defense Force, there's Malawi Air Force, there's Marine. What's the reporting line? Who reports to who? Because in your presentation here, you were saying, for example, when the news broke out, you couldn't update the minister. Rather, it was the commander and the minister talking directly. The controlling officer who is a